how anxious we feel isn't actually something we need to worry about. It can't hurt us or kill us. But if anxiety is so benign, why does it feel so bad? And what can we do about that? Okay, let's find out. Hi, welcome back to the channel, or if this is your first time, I'm Tim Box. I'm a mind coach and an anxiety therapist. You might have seen my TEDx talk about how to stop feeling anxious about anxiety, or maybe you've read my book, Clear Your Head. For somewhere close to 15 years now, I've been working one-to-one with clients, helping people get control of their anxiety and develop a better relationship with their own mind. And one of the biggest issues I hear about from the people I work with is just how horrible anxiety feels. And you probably know what I'm referring to here. Racing heart, tight chest, dizziness, stomach cramps, tense muscles, shakiness, disorientation, brain fog, hot flushes, pins and needles. The list goes on. So in this video, we're going to talk about how we can actually become okay with how anxiety feels. Because, and here's the important thing, the moment we become okay with the way it feels, that's the moment it starts to calm down. Let me explain. First off, let's be clear. Those horrible sensations you feel when anxiety hits, they're not actually anxiety. They're the stress response, aka fight or flight. When your mind perceives threat, your body reacts instantly because it thinks it's preparing you for some kind of immediate danger. So all those sensations, your heart racing, your breathing going shallow, your muscles tensing up, that's your body trying to get you ready for action, to move, to deal with a threat, basically to survive. And if that threat were a speeding car coming at you or a wild animal in your path, this response would make perfect sense and potentially save your life. You would fill with adrenaline and cortisol and become physically more capable to take action than in your normal resting state. But the problem comes when the threat isn't real, or rather, it isn't immediately life-threatening. If the options are move or die, then our body hitting the alarm bell makes perfect sense. But if the challenge right now requires a calm, focused and measured approach, such as sitting an exam or speaking in a meeting, then we might question the validity of our response. We might even imagine it's our response itself that seems to be the big issue right now. This is when we create what we might call the anxiety loop. We get anxious, our body reacts, we notice those reactions, and then we start getting anxious about the sensations themselves. We're no longer focusing on the thing that made us anxious in the first place, we're now just anxious about how anxious we feel. But we probably start to do a bit more than that. We start wondering, what if I stay like this forever? What if this means there's something really wrong with me? What if I never feel calm or happy again? And it's those questions, the fear of what the sensations might mean, that keep the response going and make everything feel worse. But here's the good news. Those sensations can't hurt you. They can't damage you. They can't kill you. They're not even a sign of anything being medically wrong. They are quite literally your mind trying to help. But this is kind of where we started the video, knowing anxiety can't kill us, but hating the way it feels. After all, it doesn't need to be a direct threat to us to become debilitating, right? Well, actually, wrong. So here's something you might not have realized. Anxiety only becomes debilitating when we stop what we're doing to pay attention to it. Now, I get it. People will say, yeah, but I can't function when I feel like this. But here's what I've learned through the years of working with clients. Anxiety only feels debilitating because we stop doing the thing we were anxious about and start focusing on the way we feel. Perhaps because all of those associated fears we have surrounding anxiety become far too pressing to ignore. But if we back up a minute, anxiety's purpose is to get us to take action, not to stop us in our tracks. It's a call to do something. It's a part of our mind saying, pay attention to this, it's important, and it's important because we need to do something about it. But if the thing we start focusing on becomes how we feel, then the action becomes trying to fix the sensation, which of course only creates more of the sensation. So, for example, we try to calm down, we scan our body, we Google symptoms, we try to get our breathing just right, and suddenly we're stuck in the anxiety loop, creating more and more anxiety as we recognize feeling more and more anxious. So it isn't the anxiety itself that stops us in our tracks, but how we respond to feeling anxious. The solution here is a simple one. Not always easy, but simple. We need to stop treating the sensations as if they are the problem. We need to stop telling ourselves the story about anxiety that it needs attention to fix it. We don't have to do anything about any sensations. In fact, trying to do something is the very thing that keeps them around. Instead, we need to remind ourselves this is a natural, healthy response. Recognize that there is no danger here. Let go of the idea that we need to fight this, and importantly, get on with the thing that anxiety was pointing us towards in the first place. If the thing you're anxious about is external, a task, a conversation, a challenge, then do the thing. If the thing you're anxious about is the way you feel, then understand this is not a threat. It's not something that needs fixing. It's like a fire in the corner of the room. We're currently treating it like an emergency, which of course it would be if it were in an area where there shouldn't be a fire. But in this instance, we're failing to realize that the fire is in the center of a fireplace. It's meant to be there. It isn't about to burn the house down, and as a result, doesn't actually require our attention or action. Whenever we feel any of those anxiety sensations, there is a simple truth you can always fall back on. You'll feel something else soon enough, just like you always do. So when I'm asked how to feel okay with how anxiety feels, I always remind people that you don't need strategies or techniques to manage those sensations. You just need to know the sensations are of no threat to you and aren't telling you anything sinister about your mental or emotional health. You see, it isn't the sensations that are the problem. It never was. It's the story you tell yourself when you feel them. So don't be afraid to interrupt the current pattern you have of experiencing anxiety sensations and then freaking out about them, and instead remind yourself that the way you currently feel is neither important nor permanent. You're not stuck. You're not broken. You're just human. Being human involves feeling things. As long as we don't create a fearful rhetoric around these feelings, then whether they're good or bad, they come and they go. That's it for this one. If you're finding these videos helpful, then why not check out the members area of the channel. There you'll get access to exclusive content, including my full Clear Your Head anxiety program, my control system for changing the way you think, feel and behave, and weekly live Q&A sessions where I answer your questions directly. Just hit the join button on the homepage or follow the link in the description below. And of course, please give this video a like if you found it useful and subscribe to the channel for more practical help with anxiety. I'm Tim Box. Always remember, be kind to your mind, and I'll see you next time.